Thank you. This is a budget focused on the environment, both in the Department of Agriculture and across government. Since this government took office in 2020, we have made huge strides in the organic sector. I'm further backing this with funding of €57 million for organic farmers in 2024, which is more than 50% higher than the provision for organic farming in last year's budget. Since entering government, we have doubled the number of organic farmers and doubled the land area farmed organically, and we are on track to hit our target of 10% of Irish farmland under organic production by 2030. This is real money, making a real difference to farm families, funding real change in the way we farm and in our environment. I will reopen the organic farming scheme to new applicants very shortly, and again we will see the massive interest in this sector, showing that farmers want to produce food in a nature-friendly way and that government will back them all the way. This government is backing farmers, backing the environment and backing rural Ireland. Unlike the opposition parties, who, judging by their budget day contributions in this House yesterday, either don't understand or don't care, and failed to acknowledge farming and the significant role this sector can play in enhancing our environment and in rural Ireland. Sinn Féin managed a fleeting token reference to farmers, and there wasn't one word from the Social Democrats or the Labour Party. Farmers the length and breadth of Ireland are playing their part in the green transition, and government too is playing its part. The new forestry programme is the most ambitious in the history of the state. We are paying farmers over €2,000 per hectare, tax-free, every year for 10 years to plant native woodlands of up to a hectare on their farms, without the need for a licence. We are backing farmers and foresters to be at the heart of our efforts to reduce emissions, to improve biodiversity and to improve water quality. We are paying 20 years of tax-free premiums to farmers, securing their future and that of their families. Again, this is real money, making a real difference to farm families, funding real change in how we farm and in our environment. The horticulture industry is another vital part of our farming sector. We are backing growers with funding of over €14.35 million for the year ahead. We will use this funding to support capital investment in the horticulture industry, to deliver the National Strategy for Horticulture, and to provide advance payments to producer organisations in the fruit and vegetable sector. European Innovation Partnerships, or EIPs as they are fondly known, have been another huge area of success during this government's term. Locally led, results-based schemes are a win-win, delivering for farm family incomes and for the environment. This is why I fought hard for the locally led, results-based model to form a key part of our CAP strategic plan through the Acres cooperation projects. On top of the €200 million Acres funding to benefit farmers in cooperation projects around the country next year, we will spend an additional €18 million in 2024 on new EIPs. This strong financial backing will support farmers to take targeted action at a local level, to improve water quality on dairy farms, to protect and enhance habitats for breeding waders, to carry out trials on peatland farms, and to support new EIPs under project proposals early next year. Yet again, real money making a real difference to farm families, funding real change in how we farm and in our environment. Soil health is vital for our very existence. The more we know about it, the better informed we are to make the decisions necessary to preserve and regenerate our soils. We are putting nearly €9 million into the soil sampling and analysis programme in 2024. This will enable farmers to take informed, targeted decisions at field level and ultimately reduce their reliance on chemical inputs, saving farmers real money and making a real difference to the environment. Organic farmers have been sowing multi-species swards for generations, and now it's going mainstream. Multi-species swards reduce emissions, they benefit nature, and they save farmers money. And government is putting €2.5 million into multi-species swards in 2024. Again, real money benefiting farmers and making a real difference to the environment. We've heard a lot of spin over the past 2 days from opposition that are so desperate to criticise a budget that is good for families, good for businesses and good for the environment. There's no doubt that Budget Day is an important milestone for any sector, but announcing and allocating funding is only one piece of the jigsaw. We have a responsibility to use taxpayers' money in a strategically focused way to bring about the long-term outcomes that we want to see. That's why we are taking long-term targeted strategic action to protect future generations, both through the Infrastructure, Climate and Nature Fund and through the Future Ireland Fund. These are decisions we are taking today to benefit tomorrow. Similarly, in my own remit, we are planning today to bring about the tomorrow we want to see. We have a national strategy for horticulture out to 2027. In forestry, I published Ireland's forest strategy earlier this month in 2030, out to 2030. The organic sector is working to build on the momentum that has begun, and we are working with the sector on an updated national organic strategy, which should be published early next year. This is all in the wider context of a climate action plan that goes to the core of what this government is about, being the greenest government in the history of the state. We demonstrated that in the programme for government, we demonstrated it in the last 3 budgets, and we've demonstrated it now again this year. And we will continue to demonstrate that as we continue on our transition to a greener, cleaner future for Ireland. Thank you, Last Court.